Новітні розробки. Наші українські інженера докумекують, який може маленький тактичний ядерний зарядик.
Russian troops are trying to break through the border of the Sumy region near the settlements of Novenke and Zhuravka, but their assault groups are being destroyed by the Ukrainian Defense Forces. Colonel Andriy Demchenko, spokesman for the State Border Guard Service, announced this during a briefing at the Media Center Ukraine. In the Sumy region, everyone's attention is now focused on the area where the Ukrainian Defense Forces are conducting an operation within the Kursk region. There were reports that the Russians broke through the border, went deep. This is not true. Of course, the enemy has been trying to enter the territory of Ukraine before, and now, in particular, to improve its position. Perhaps the enemy is planning to surround our group in the Kursk region or cut off logistics routes. Two such areas are Novenka and Zhuravka in the Sumy region, which is, in fact, the left flank along the border in relation to the operation in the Kursk region, he reported. According to Demchenko, earlier, Russian troops tried to break through the border in the direction of Zhuravka using convoys of vehicles. However, these columns were destroyed by the Ukrainian Defense Forces. Demchenko elaborated that the enemy failed to achieve its goals in this area, but it continues to try to use small assault groups to enter our territory. Recently, the enemy has been trying to use such assault groups more actively in the direction of Novenki. The SBGS spokesman noted that the main task of the enemy's assault aircraft is to enter Ukrainian territory as much as possible, accumulate, and then, when they have the strength, expand the combat zone on our territory. We are using artillery and unmanned aerial vehicles to prevent the enemy from gaining a foothold in our territory. This is actually a kill zone where Russians are dying, added Demchenko. Answering a clarifying question, he also reminded that, according to General Oleksandr Syrsky, the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, there are currently no prerequisites for a complete cutoff of the logistics routes of the defense forces. On March 8th, it was reported that the situation near Suja was under the control of the command, and that the information about a massive breakthrough in the Sumy region was not true. At the time, the General Staff stated that near the settlements of Novenki and Zhuravka in the Sumy region, the enemy was still operating with subversive reconnaissance groups and small infantry groups of several people. Ukrainian engineers are experimenting with mounting a very nasty tactical charge on heavy drones.
Новітні розробки. Наші українські інженера докумекують, який може маленький тактичний ядерний зарядик. Зараз спробуємо. Таку бімбочку можна підняти, скинути на голову підерам, щоб вони всі повиздихали. Оце буде біг бада-бум. Офігеть. На Москву, давай!
Operators of Ukraine's 144th Special Forces Center captured 9 Russian soldiers near Pokrovsk. After multiple warnings via drone loudspeakers, the SOF unit stormed the Russian-held industrial building, rigged it with explosives, and forced the Russians to surrender. In recent months, Ukraine has made significant strides in stabilizing the Eastern Front, particularly through pivotal actions in Pokrovsk and Toretsk. Ukrainian forces have effectively countered Russian offensives near Pokrovsk. Despite being outnumbered, Ukraine deployed reserve brigades to this sector, executing minor counterattacks that have slowed and, in some cases, pushed back Russian troops. Notably, the Karadog Brigade played a crucial role in defending Selidov, a frontline town southeast of Pokrovsk, by destroying and capturing Russian tanks and combat vehicles attempting to advance. In the Toretsk sector, Ukrainian defenders, including the elite Azov Brigade, have conducted successful counterattacks against Russian positions. These operations have not only halted Russian advances, but have also inflicted significant personnel losses on the enemy, with reports indicating that Russian forces are losing up to 100 soldiers daily in this area. The Azov Brigade's unexpected assault near Toretsk broke a Russian siege, shifting momentum in favor of Ukraine. Their coordinated drone and artillery strikes overwhelmed Russian positions, leading to the liberation of fortified areas and securing vital supply routes. These concerted efforts in Pokrovsk and Toretsk have been instrumental in stabilizing Ukraine's eastern front. During the conversations between the U.S. and Ukrainian delegation in Saudi Arabia, the head of the Ukrainian Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Sybiha, made a statement about the meeting with the U.S. in Jeddah. "We see this meeting as a great opportunity to advance peace and strengthen the Ukrainian-American strategic partnership. The constructive atmosphere proves that we can make the most of this opportunity. Ukraine, more than anyone, seeks peace," he said. Ukraine expressed its willingness to accept the U.S. proposal for the immediate implementation of a temporary 30-day ceasefire, which could be extended by mutual agreement of the parties, provided it is accepted and simultaneously implemented by the Russian Federation. The United States will convey to Russia that reciprocity on its part is key to achieving peace. The United States is immediately lifting the pause on intelligence sharing and resuming security assistance to Ukraine. It seems that Russian war correspondent Alexander Kotz is unhappy with the results of the negotiations in Saudi Arabia. Ahaha. The US and Ukraine had an excellent negotiation. Just read the statements as they appeared in the news feeds. The State Department announced that the United States has lifted the pause on intelligence sharing and will resume providing military assistance to Ukraine in the security sector. The U.S. State Department states that Ukraine has expressed readiness to accept the U.S. proposal for an immediate 30-day temporary ceasefire. U.S. Secretary of State Rubio. Now the ball is in Russia's court regarding peace in Ukraine. So they are once again opening the flow of weapons and intelligence. Ukraine will stockpile all of this for a month, and then Russia will be blamed for continuing the war. I wonder what Ukraine was pressured into agreeing to, aside from natural resources. This whole spectacle with turning off the tap wasn't just for that. And it was definitely not for peace. In short, we keep fighting and wait to see what Washington will tighten on us next. The Ukrainian drone machine keeps going. Ukraine's Ministry of Defense will purchase 4.5 million Ukrainian-made FPV drones in 2025. Over $2.8 billion is allocated for drone procurement, with $2.6 billion through state defense orders. The budget is fully funded, ensuring a rapid supply of drones to the front lines. Portugal has delivered 8 SA-330 Puma helicopters to Ukraine. According to the country's defense ministry, the helicopters were transferred as part of a military aid package approved in late 2024.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week at 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.